Hello, Mish here, your certified MBTI practitioner. Today I'm going to talk to you about an ENTJ. So our ENTJ is known as our decisive strategist. So we've got extroversion, intuition, thinking, and judging. So we're going to talk about an ENTJ at their best, characteristics of an ENTJ, how others may perceive you, and where you might be able to develop yourself to become a more well-rounded ENTJ. So first things first, an ENTJ at their best is that they're natural leaders. They love to help build organizations. They're really great at looking at theories and being able to translate those into possibilities and put plans into place that will give you some really great quick wins. They're also great at looking at long-term support for those organizations or that project or that family trip as well. So they're really great at looking at short-term and long-term changes. They love to organize people and situations to get that project moving in the right direction. They are strategic visionaries, so they like to look at planning for the future and for the people and organizations for which they're responsible for. So they're really great at seeing that future vision and then breaking it down and being able to work towards it. That's a combination of the intuition and the judging at the same time. So characteristics of an ENTJ: analytical, logical, and objectively critical, decisive, clear, and assertive. So they really value intelligence and competence, and they hate inefficiency and ignorance. So they like people that have that open mind and that they're able to learn and get the project done alongside them. They can be tough when the situation calls for it. They primarily like to create insight and make decisions and plans based on big picture theory with that intuition, and then be able to break it down because their most developed function is their their thinking. So they're really able to break down those plans and goals and turn them into actions and lead that team forward. So they're conceptual global thinkers, and they are very innovative theorizers and planners. So they might not do things your normal traditional way. They're people who can really make something out of nothing and will use the resources that they have around them to be able to achieve those projects and those goals. Okay, and they really love new challenges. So they don't like to get stuck into a routine or work on the same project for long periods of time. Like to come in, fix it, move on to the next project. So how others may view you is being very direct, objective, fair, and stimulating. You are energized and stimulated by interactions with people, so that's your extroversion. You love to work within a group and be around different people. They often challenge people's statements and behaviors because what they really like to do is they like to get into like intense debates and discussions with people because they feel like they'll both mutually come out with new information and new learnings. So they admire and are drawn to people who have strong opinions, who are able to articulate themselves and aren't afraid to kind of stand up for what they believe in. They are very verbally fluent. And with that and their urge to achieve projects, because they've got that J, they want to check things off the list, you do just need to be careful that you don't become too overpowering of people at times. So with that, your potential areas of growth is that without really developing your thinking function, you might forget to think about people's feelings because your feelings are going to be your least developed function. So just making sure that you're checking in with people's emotions and thoughts as you move forward with projects. And with your intuition, if you haven't fully developed that, you might just come up with an idea and then run with it and not fully think about the here and the now and what it takes to build that project up. You can become overly impersonal and critical when you just have your end goal in mind. You can be a little bit intrusive and directive, so really giving orders and almost getting a little bit like command-like or a little bit dictatory when it comes to a project because you know what you want it to happen now, and if people aren't on board with you or they don't have the skill sets to do it, that can stress you out extremely, and you won't verbalize your frustrations in a good way. You'll become quite critical and demanding of your team, so just watch out for that. So you can become a little bit abrasive and aggressive and just not taking the time to actively listen to what the people around you are saying. So that's a really great development point for ENTJ, is to utilize active listening. Take a minute, make sure that you're touching base with your team, that you're listening to their thoughts, their ideas, and their concerns as well. And just making sure that you're not overlooking specifics, obviously, because you don't have that S in your type. Make sure that you're not overlooking those specifics, and that you are able to use the specific things that have happened in previous projects or previous experiences, and use those as learnings to ensure that the same things don't happen as you're trying to achieve your current goal. And when you're extremely stressed out, you can start to feel very alone and very isolated, and you will be unable to express that to people. So you just internalize it, and get really in your head and a little bit like in a depressive state. So you need to make sure you're able to reach out to people, that you write things down if that's what you need to do to get the things that are in your head out. Use your pen and paper, go old school if you need to. So that is an ENTJ. I hope this allows you to understand your type just a little bit more. Please leave any comments below on what else you'd like to know about an ENTJ, and I'll be happy to support you with that. I will see you in another video. Thank you so much. Bye.